We are given two blocks that are connected with a spring of stiffness K and the non-deformed length is L0. Then the force F starts to act on one of the bars. We need to find the maximum and minimum distances between the bars. So as the force is being applied, you can imagine that the spring will stretch and the M1 will start to follow M2. And once the spring reaches its maximum extension, then it will compress, because then M1 will start to come with a greater velocity. So it will again reach its maximum compression and then it will again expand and compress and expand and compress, and that cycle will repeat. We need to find what is the maximum and minimum distances between these two blocks, if the masses are equal and if they are different. So let's do the second case, then we can just put the values of M1 is equal to M2 to find the answer of first case. So with respect to ground, we have the force F that starts to get applied at M2. So if for the whole system, we can say that the center of mass is accelerated by F by M1 plus M2. So there are many ways we can do this problem. We are going to do it in the simplest way, that is doing it in the frame of center of mass. So I'll explain why it's simple. Let's just do it first. So this is the acceleration of center of mass. Now, what is the acceleration of M2 with respect to the frame? Sorry, I mean, what is the force on M2 with respect to the center of mass? So F is still there towards right, and then there will be a pseudo force M2 into ACM towards left. On the first mass also there will be a pseudo force M1 into ACM, and that is also towards left. So now if you do F minus M2 ACM, where you can put the value of ACM here, we will see that both the forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. And that is expected, because with respect to center of mass, the system must be at rest, which means the force must be balanced. Now if the forces are equal, we will use this formula, which we are going to derive in the next slide, that maximum stretch in the spring or maximum compression, both are equal, and their value is given by 2 times F dash by K, where F dash is that force which is equal and opposite in direction. So in this particular case, F dash is M1F by M1 plus M2. So when we do that, we get our answer. So this is a general formula that whenever we have two particles that are connected with a spring and equal amount of force is pulling the two particles either away or towards each other, in both the cases the maximum compression or elongation is given by 2 F dash by K. So if you know that, then you can just do it in the center of mass frame and get our answer. Now the proof itself, let's see that 2 is not very long, hardly 3-4 lines. So this is the proof when we have two forces that are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction acting on two particles M1 and M2. So initially the extension is 0 and eventually both the particles will stop after some time at the same time. Why? Because center of mass is at rest. The net force on the system is 0, so center of mass is not moving. So if one particle stops, the other particle must stop for center of mass to be at rest. Which means the maximum elongation, whenever it occurs, the string, both the particles will be at their maximum distances from the center. So let's say M1 has moved by distance x1 with respect to center of mass, or doesn't matter with respect to anything. And so from its initial position it has moved x1, and M2 from its initial position has moved x2. So the total elongation, so initially there was 0 extension. So if this has moved by x1 and x2, the maximum extension in the string is now x1 plus x2. So we'll do energy conservation. The work done by the forces is energy stored in the spring because the change in kinetic energy is zero. Initially also the blocks were at rest, and finally also they are at rest. So work done by forces is, by this force it is Fx1, by this force it is Fx2. So external work done is equal to delta Pe plus delta Ke. Change in potential energy of spring is half K delta L square. Now if you take F common, we'll see x1 plus x2, which is again delta L. So we will find delta L is equal to 2F by K. And we see that this result is independent of the masses. So if masses are equal or different, the result is going to be same. So now you can see how using this result we got our answer. Now this is delta L max. So of course for this solution where he's asking the maximum and minimum distances, that will be L naught plus delta L max and L naught minus delta L max.